All right, hello, Carol Lucio with Ohio SAD, Students Against Destructive Decisions. So this is our last junior achievement session. We've been on this journey going through the 4 C's, the soft skills, knowing your work priorities, and the high growth jobs. And the last session that we're going to talk about today is your personal brand. What does that mean to you? What is your personal brand? So our definition is the personal expression of who you are and what makes you unique. You may already be expressing that in what you wear or how you talk or how you interact with other people. Can you think of some famous brands that where you see their logo, you automatically know what it is? How about that swoosh? Who has the swoosh? Yes, Nike. And what is their slogan? Yes, just do it, right? Noticeable. How about those golden arches? When you see those golden arches, do you have to see any words to know what that brand is and what it stands for? You know what it is. It's McDonald's, and it stands for quick food. So we're going to talk about branding. Some brands are good, some are not. You might think of a brand that maybe hasn't been so successful. But let me give you an example here. If you were an automobile dealer and you wanted to sell cars, how would you advertise that you have cars for sale? You take pictures, right? Maybe post some videos. Now, if you took pictures of a dirty car with lots of trash inside, would that sell very well? Probably not. You want the car to be sparkling and shining and look very appealing. Even if you put the key in it and it didn't go, it would still draw people's attention. Speaking of not going, that's a good example. Chevrolet, way back when, made a car called the Nova, which didn't sell in Latin American markets. And if anybody in the room speaks Spanish, they can tell you why no va would not sell in a Spanish-speaking country. Because no va means no go. And who wants to buy a car that you can't drive, right? Not very smart marketing on the part of Chevrolet. So they've learned sometimes you have to rename cars to be able to sell them in other countries. So today's activity, we are going to have you look at several candidates to decide, are they good candidates for jobs? So teachers, I want you to hand out to everyone the personal brand packet. Just this for the moment. Please go ahead and pause me and make sure every student has a personal brand packet. Okay, now that everybody has the personal brand packet, let's review what's going to happen in your activity today. So you and your team are part of a human resources group, HR. They're the people in charge of hiring new employees. Some of your coworkers have been at a career fair looking for possible candidates to work for your company. The company is large with many different kinds of jobs available. So you have a variety of candidates and job positions. You're not looking for a specific job, more general. So today, you and your team will pre-screen 3 candidates based on their cover letters, their resumes, and their digital profiles. Your team will decide whether each candidate moves on to an interview based on the personal brand presented in their candidate records. So you're going to use the candidate evaluation form on the inside here on page 2 as a team to discuss and review whether or not any of these 3 candidates will move on for an interview. Now, your decision is your team's decision. You could choose to interview none of these. You could choose to interview all of them or anything in between. 0, 1, 2, 3. It's your team's choice, but be prepared to defend your decision on why or why not you are choosing to move these candidates on for an interview. So teachers, hand out, there should be 3 different candidate packets, one for Ryan Mack, one for Mick Patrick, and one for Allison Kim per team. And the team will then decide together if they're going to interview those candidates, assessing them here. So now's your time to go be your HR team. Okay, we're back. So, how many candidates did you decide to interview? Was it 0, 1, 2, 3? Why did you decide that? Teachers, if you haven't had that discussion, please go ahead and do that now with the teams and put me on pause. If you already did that, let's move on. So the rest of this packet here are some great tips for you as individuals to be looking at for your cover letter, your resume, and your digital profile. I want you all to keep in mind that everything you put out on social sites can be found by potential employers in the future. So be cautious. If you don't want your grandma to see it, you might not want to put it out there. So be careful with what you do. So to wrap up, we've talked about a number of different things, right? The 4 C's, the soft skills, your work priorities, who's hiring, and now your personal brand. Hopefully you have a good whole picture of what it might take to get a great job and be a great employee in the future. Thanks for being together.